My name is Jody Nicholas. I've raced professionally since 1960 up through about 1978. I ride probably 600–700 miles a month. It's been my life really since I was 16 years old. Now this is a Vincent Black Shadow. The Vincent was considered the world's fastest standard motorcycle from the late 40s right on up to the end of the 50s. They're unique in design. A lot of the features of them were pioneered on this bike and then adapted for other bikes.
Welcome to Harris Vincent Gallery. This is where we build the bikes. This motorcycle is a 1952 Vincent Series C Black Shadow, but not an ordinary one. The engine in this bike was specially built by the Vincent factory to gain 8 world records at Montluret, France, which is the track south of Paris. This was the spare engine, and it was built to racing specifications. We've got an example of what the factory could build. How fast were the original racing Vincents? And the answer to the question is very fast. About 140.
It's really a blast to ride. It's got all the oomph you'd ever want to have. You know, it's been a speed-oriented motorcycle ever since the day one. The foot pegs on this are further set back so the rider can get down lower. It has large open pipes, you know, for racing.
These are real Vincent Black Lightning pipes. They're paper thin for being lightweight. Most Lightnings were record setters, and so we had to massage them a little to get them up off the side so that the bike would corner well.
This one has a really taut feel. I like the sound. It's a little loud, but you know, when you can blast it on for a special ride, it's a real treat.
Most vintage bikes, those bikes are struggling to go 55 or 60 miles an hour. This motorcycle will stay up with traffic. It was capable of 125 miles an hour. It still is. And this motorcycle's happy to run 80 miles an hour all day.
This suspension isn't quite as plush as today's bike, but it really feels good, nice and solid, you know. The motor is fantastic. It puts out lots of power and doesn't vibrate much and, you know, has a beautiful sound.
We only do 3 or 4 of these a year. They're very, very labor intensive, and the parts are very hard to find. We start with some pretty hurt pieces. This is the main frame, believe it or not. It's also the oil tank. This is the rear frame, and of course this is the set of inner cases for this Black Shadow. The serial numbers on these main components are original and they match. And so your bike will be a matching numbers Black Shadow. One of the reasons that we can build a Vincent in about 4 to 5 weeks is because we don't have to wait on parts. All the parts that we need to build a bike are here. And as you can see, we've got a pretty large parts inventory. But this is what we do at Harris Vincent Gallery. We want as many parts on your motorcycle to have come out the front gate of the factory and gone up the Great North Road as is possible. We put together a bike that I think is the best Vincent restoration that you can get. And they're expensive, but in the 10 years that Harris Vincent Gallery has built motorcycles, we've never had an engine failure. And I think part of that is we don't cut corners.
I just enjoy being around it because of their high craftsmanship, quality, design. I'd love to own one of these. Maybe I will someday. I've really enjoyed every time I've been around them.